my frankincense and myrrh.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Bro Talk episode. I am one of your hosts, Kareem. We got my man Ike, Mark Guthrie, and of course we got bRho. It's good to be here today. Good to see you all. If you're just watching us for the first time on this show, we talk about brotherhood, manhood, and fatherhood, and everything in between. So our format is really simple. We like to start by checking in with one another. That's what brothers do. And then we're going to get right into it. We got several things to talk about today. You know, Rochester has been on the road. So whenever Rochester gets on the road, we got to address some of those things. Good and not so good. You know, it's not always when bad things are happening, but we need to talk, fellas. We need to talk. So, but first, brothers, how y'all doing?
Man, life is good, man. I'm gonna keep my little check-in short because I'm really, you know, I think these are some good topics we got today. And I just want to say I appreciate, you know, the brothers, you know, for holding it down last week. Coming off of, you know, some you know, terrible family news, you know what I mean? So, you know, just keep my wife and family, you know, in prayer. You know, she lost her nephew, and the family is still it's been a tough blow. So, you know, I know I feel the loss that they've experienced, you know, so you know, keep them in prayer.
Definitely will, bro. And our condolences, man, and really sorry to hear that.
Appreciate it.
All right, who wants to go next?
Deference, man. Dean, you
up?
Young cats don't know about that no more. They don't know,
man. That's like cursing in this new cat era, man.
Man, listen, man. I'm blessed and grateful, man. I'm here right now, lighting up some incense, man. Because this show about to be, I got to make sure like I'm right, my mind is right, because I might have to speak the truth. A lot of people don't like to hear the truth.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna light my frankincense and myrrh, you know, to go out, take it in, and you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I'm blessed. I'm grateful, man, and I'm thankful. I love you, brothers, man, and what the work you guys doing in the community and out and at home with your family.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, the truth will set you free, right? It'll set us free.
Sir.
It'll set us free. Ike, what's up, my guy?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm just happy because y'all brothers is happy. So yeah, it's a good day, man. Like I always say in my intro, it's Monday. Definitely had a case of the Mondays today. Didn't want to get up and out and back at work, but did it. One of the reasons why I was feeling that way was because I took a shot at doing my taxes this weekend. And I don't know if it's something in the algorithms of taxation or something like that, but something changed this year where for whatever reason, the government wasn't taking out enough money out of my accounts, out of as my wife's accounts, man. But something's going on, and that number that both TurboTax and Free Tax USA, yeah, shameless plugs for those. I don't know what happened, man, but I got to try to find some money. And the other thing is, it's like, okay, well, that's cool. I'll go pull some money out of my my stock accounts and my crypto account. And Trump is doing some wild stuff to the markets right now. So I don't even know if I got money there.
Canada bad, bro. Canada bad, boy.
Man, listen, these tariffs is real. Tariffs is a great word. It's a wonderful word. Yeah. All the people that voted for him, y'all remember that. Tariffs is a wonderful word. Remember that a couple months from now. I spent $20 and some change on eggs yesterday. $20 and some change on eggs. I'm like, yo, what is happening to the world right now?
You bought 24?
I bought a it was 5 dozen, like, you know, Costco. That was a good price, actually.
That's a good price, bro.
Yeah, the difference, like if I would have bought 18 is like $8. So I was like, I might as well just go and buy the 5 dozen. So it's crazy, man. If anybody got a Eggman like that, that's selling them on the back of a van, man.
You better go to the farm.
Listen, let me
You
know.
gotta go
man.
right to the farm.
Go out to the country, man. Y'all can't just know some people out in the country.
Yo, it's
I gotta
public
find
markets
somebody
around, man. It's I mean, there's the city one, but the towns have public markets too, man.
Nah, we're not talking about those, bro. The egg price is still high. I'm talking about, you know, somebody, man, you walk up. Man, we alphas, man. We got to know somebody out in the country that raise eggs.
Yeah,
I know somebody that knows somebody, man.
Yeah, man, I need to find him or her or they.
Yeah.
Whatever your pronouns are, man, just hook me up with these
You
eggs.
just need them eggs.
I need
no
help.
discrimination, right? We just need them eggs, man.
Help me.
Real quick,
man. Everything's good though.
Everything's good. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Oh, you don't.
I got it all out, man. That's what I'm going through right now.
That man paid half his budget for some eggs, boy.
Listen,
I
saw some other
budget.
things like, they got a bag of chips on sale. Nah, we got to leave them there, man.
On sale where? Depends on what you deem to be on sale, right?
Yeah, I mean everything that's on sale right now is regular price. So
we got to talk about that too, man. There's one thing that we got to talk about that I foresee that in the future. I know this is not on the topic for tonight, but in the future we got to talk about this. Food is going to be food is going to be one of those things that's very scarce. You know, I can see you plant your stuff, bro. I'm gonna tell you, continue to plant those things at your house, bro. Because man, in the future, man, coming down in the future, a lot of those stuff, man, that we could plant in our home, that we have the space to do it and we don't do it. I'm telling you, like Kareem and B, you guys got yard space. Plant some tomatoes, man. You know what I'm saying? Some peppers.
Have to learn
some things. I'm gonna encourage you guys, man. Get up with Ike, man. You know what I'm saying, and figure it out. Call like daddy. You know, he'll come through. You know what I'm saying? He'll pull up. Somebody, you know, that y'all know will tell y'all how to do it, man. And just, you know, you got boys that got them cats water it, man. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. That's part of their chores, and it's gonna benefit the family, and you're gonna see how much you save. You know what I'm saying? So that's I don't have no yard space, but I'm telling you, man, in my little yard space I have in Africa, bro, I'm planting everything: coconut trees, mango trees, call it what you want. I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? I got watermelon. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, dude,
tomatoes, peppers.
I have everything. You know what I'm saying? So
I know one thing he don't have: chicken.
Yeah, it's too cold. Too cold to raise.
You know Kareem would go straight to that. Straight to the protein. Like, yeah.
You know, man.
But if I did, man, I wouldn't have to be worried about these eggs like that. So full circle.
And they'll probably be the right color too, because the eggs are supposed to be brown, right? They're not supposed to be white. Is that true?
Eggs just take on the color of the chicken, of the bird. So, okay. But most of the free range are brown. You know what I mean?
Brown.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to shout out Clarence real quick. Clarence Shepard. Shout out to bro. Shout out to Frat, man. Clarence been since day one with us, man. So I wanted to shout you out earlier, man. We'll shout you out later too, but I want to shout that young brother out, man. Hey, for me, I'm doing well. Yeah, man, I'm here.
How are you doing on that paper, man?
I started yesterday, man. I started working on them edits. Today, when I get done with y'all, I'll work on those edits again. So I got 5 days to work on these edits, man. So, and then next week, this Sunday coming up, I start my very last class, which is a qualitative class, which is really to help us write our dissertation. So, I mean, it's a class, but I took my last elective this past week. So,
kudos, bro.
Kudos.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm not gonna call you no damn Dr. A's, nigga. I'll call you Juice like I usually call you. Just let you know that.
I love how black people gotta let you know from the start. Like, listen, man, I know you gotta accomplish it and all, but You still this person to me, right?
I'm gonna just, hey,
You still the dude that had hot dogs in the freezer. Yeah, that is you, bro.
and fish sticks.
you know the wild part is when sis get it, they gonna be like, oh, Dr. Hayes, what's up, sis? Doc, and Kareem gonna be like, Kareem is juice.
Hey man, it's all good. It's
Can't be great in your own town, man. You know what I mean?
Hey man, that's what Jesus said, right? You know, prophet without honor in his own town.
Nazareth can't hold me though.
Nah, man, Nazareth too small. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go out to bigger ventures, bro. But let's get into the day, man. You know,
Was you thirsty?
Quite a bit that's been going on this week.
Oh man,
I think it's responsible for us to have discussions about some of the things that are happening in our city. I know that we are actively involved in the community in our own ways, whether it's through our work, through our volunteer, through the organization that we're part of. But I don't even know which one to start with, man. I guess I'll leave it up to y'all, bros. Where y'all want to start with this?
Well,
what's the low hanging fruit?
I think since the platform is called Bro Talk, and what brought us here is the fraternity. I do want to start with the unfortunate incident that happened within the D9, because even though it wasn't our organization, it's felt across D9. So first, I want to send condolences to the young man's family. You know what I mean? You never want to see something like that happen. I mean, people send their kids to college for an education, and you never expect that the call you get will be something like that. You know what I mean? It's the parents' worst nightmare. So condolences to his family. Condolences to everyone that knew him and was connected to him. Because again, it's man, I know they're feeling it, just right now. Furthermore, I want to say, I know a lot of brothers within the organization, and they are good brothers, man. Good brothers. So, my prayer is, and I want to say this publicly, that this does not reflect on that organization or the D9 as a whole. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that to be self-serving, and I'm intentionally not saying the organization because, I feel like that's, that gets into the weeds more than what's necessary. Just know that, you know what I mean? No matter what the letters or whatever the organization is, you know what I mean? The commonality that we all share is that we aim for, the betterment of our community as black and brown people, and as a whole. And so to see one organization impacted is, we feel it, and again, we support and we stand with the founding principles that all of our founders shared, and that was, again, to uplift and uphold our community and lead us all towards scholarship. So you know what I mean? Again, just know that this I don't, as much as it's going, people going to say what they're going to say about the organizations. We're not gangs, we're not, thugs, we're not any of that. There's man, our organizations have done exponentially, infinitely more good than harm, but we only ever hear really about the harm that may happen, and as unfortunate as it may be, and we are, that's why we're addressing it. We definitely want to make sure that we put it out there that our organizations do a lot more good in the community than they do harm.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start, bro. And the unfortunate part is that when something happens, it gets attributed to the whole, right? It could be anything. It could be the school, it can be the church, it can be the business, it could be the nonprofit, it could be anything that sometimes we put a label on it. I mean, and it's the same thing with another topic we're gonna hopefully address later on, and that's with the former Section 5 head coach, at Aquinas. That particular thing happening, and now Aquinas has this label. Now that there's some challenging issues there.
They've forever had that label. That label.
Yeah.
That label.
But hear what I'm saying.
Label has been there, and it ain't going nowhere.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But the point I'm trying to make is that because we're part of an organization, we're saying that, well, that's one. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's everybody. They're probably saying the same thing too. They're probably saying, well, this is just one incident. That doesn't mean that it's everybody. Now, whether that's true or not, hey, I don't think it's true. But everyone can make their claim for why they're saying it's not everyone in that organization. But I can say, I could talk about our organization and say that, like you said, a lot of great things, and there have been some things that we just haven't done great. And there's things that we've been working on, in order to get better. And I think, this probably goes well into the one young lady who's an attorney that talked about, if this continues to happen, that, universities and colleges shouldn't have fraternity sororities on campus at all. And I know she was speaking specifically with D9, but I figure if that's the case, you got to do all of them. You can't just do D9. You got to do everybody.
Well, I appreciate you making the statement about don't come for D9 if you're not coming for all. You know what I mean? Don't come for, and I don't care what you look like.
They took DEI away, right? This is about everybody. So
Yeah,
everybody.
you know what I mean? Yeah, don't come for D9 if you're not gonna come for everybody, because again, no matter how much more it may be, shared or vocalized when something happens within one of our organizations, you know what I mean? Don't make it about, again, just D9 if you're not going to say no organizations on campus.
But what outlets are is this story being run on? Because I don't really watch the news. I don't watch live TV. I don't watch the traditional stations. So a lot of the news and information I get are from it might pop up in the social media feed, right, based on the algorithm of things that I've been watching, people that look like me, right? Those are the things that are going to pop up on my social media. But I might see something pop up on, a news feed, if I'm sitting at work and something pops up on the computer, or the top stories today, right? I didn't see this on top stories today, but I did see it on different news feeds where people are talking about it, again, that look like me. Mm-hmm. Is this popping up on Fox News, right? Is this, I guess is my question, is this something that the white liberal media is pushing, or is this something like within our own community that we're highlighting and we're kind of shouting out? I guess that's one of my questions.
The unfortunate incident that happened to the young man, that's been all over the news. That's been, and they've even had updates for that specifically. But what we're talking about with the young attorney who's in a sorority, that was on social media. But you make a good point though, is that I think it's just certain things that we highlight in our community and certain things that we don't highlight in our community. And the things that should be highlighted don't get highlighted, and the things that probably shouldn't get highlighted do get highlighted. And I think sometimes, I ain't gonna say that, but we pick and choose what it is that we want to put out there, to the media. That's my take on it.
To answer your question, like to add to what you were saying, I saw people not look like me talking about it from the other genre of the other organizations that has drinking incidents. So, and I saw only one family within the bunch that looks like me that had an issue, that had someone that's transitioned. So it's been all over the place we have parents of those that transition because of organization structural behaviors. They go to colleges and certain places and talk about these issues that are a part of organization, or that are what they think is a part of organizations. Um, the drinking of vodka, the drinking of certain amount of rum in certain amount of minutes. Um, you know,
That's actually the big thing, because I went to a conference,
yeah,
and that's still the leading issue
yes,
when it comes to hazing,
yes,
specifically just overall, is that.
overall.
Yeah.
And it's like it was like nine family to one person
Mhm.
from the that's what's taking place. So to answer your question, like it's been all over it's been all over.
Okay, yeah. So and from my perspective, I hate that this happened, right? But I'm glad to
Hmm.
see that the story isn't just being
Hmm.
perpetuated by our people, right?
Hmm.
Um, in the same token, I think it's our people that are going to continue to keep this in a negative light and continue to bash Greek letter organizations because of this situation that happened, and make it seem like everyone or every organization and everybody in these organizations are doing it and believe that. And I think we can kind of take a look at our group chat, and the varying opinions of the brothers within that group on this topic, or just topics of hazing and processes in general. What is the purpose of it? Why does it happen? The people that engage in it, right? What is their motives behind it? We're talking about this. This is a guy that was an alumni, right? Which means he's no longer on campus, which means he doesn't have that same vested interest in the work and the work that organization is doing on that campus. Is coming back to do what exactly? Like, that's, I think, the question that, from my perspective, that we have that we would want to talk about. Why is this adult coming on campus and potentially, and not potentially, and abusing, for lack of another word, a kid?
I think
What's the point and the purpose, the purpose of that?
I think what's unfortunate in that regard is, to your point about just being kind of removed from the undergrad space, is that the relationship between undergrad and brothers who have gone on should be such that the guidance is coming from seasoned brothers. You know what I mean? That there's
Guidance, right?
You know what I mean? That there's um, kind of a voice of reason and a voice of wisdom that is being shared and kind of brought to the space, and you know what I mean. And unfortunately, again, and I'm gonna say again, it's an unfortunate isolated incident, and I'm saying isolated in that, not that this is the only time it's ever happened across any organization. I'm saying to the extent that when you think about the number of brothers or and you know what I mean, in the sorority sense, sorors that come in, there are far more who make it in and um, healthily than are harmed. Um, but it's I think it's important that when these incidents happen, that we discuss and we unpack and kind of look at it from a space of how do we move forward. You know what I mean? What is what is the path forward for all of us, as you know what I mean, as Black Greek letter organizations, and I think the path forward has to kind of be such that where we are um at least looking at it from the lens of, you know, being an example, being a beacon. We talk about holding the light high. That light should be held in such a trajectory that undergraduate brothers, even though we're expecting them to hold the light high, if you're past the space of being an graduate brother, the light you hold should even be higher, so that there's a trajectory that they're looking towards to get to. Like, oh man, I'm trying to get to that level, to that space. You know what I mean? So again, that is, and I think that goes across organizations. You know what I mean? We as brothers who have gone to next phases of life should be examples for the younger brothers to be able to look towards, to, you know, on how to, you know, navigate and handle situations and circumstances in a way that prevent this from happening. So I think that has to be the path forward, is that there has to be an example set. You know, and we have to have that the responsibility. We have to treat that responsibility with the gravity that we, you know, it requires. It demands.
Yeah. Those are all great points. I just wrote down 2 words, and I think this is where we're at. So when we think about the undergraduate level, we find ourselves as when we were coming in as freshmen or first year students, depending on what school you go to. Like, the first thing we're looking for is we're trying to find our people. We're trying to find our tribe, right? We're trying to find our group. Sometimes that's in freshman orientation. Sometimes that's if you come in through an opportunity program or success and opportunity program, you know, you might find your group there. And, you know, later on in the process of that, you know, you might find an organization, might be a cultural group. It could be an affinity group. In our case, it was a fraternity, right? And the word I wrote down is sense of belonging, especially because the heart of why we started is because our founders were at a predominantly white institution where they did not have the support. And they wanted to have a group so that they feel like they can have what do you call it? You know, people that they can lean on, right? And be able to study and be able to ultimately graduate and go on with their lives. And I think that's the undergrad experience. And I think, you know, our high school seniors are going in, you know, like, if you're playing on a team, well, that team pretty much a lot of times is your group. And people that might not know this, but hazing happens in sports groups.
But you know, to that point, right?
I got one more point. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, to that point, and you know what I mean. Again, Kareem got to college, and as a member of the football team, I didn't allow Kareem to be handled any kind of way by upperclassmen, because that was my younger brother, and it had nothing to do with Alpha. I wasn't going to let. I was not going to let or allow anybody to mishandle that young brother. You know what I mean? And it was that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to have that kind of responsibility towards one another.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know Kareem's parents, his mother, his father, and of course, you know what I mean. You know, I saw Mama Hayes, you know, last weekend at KJ's birthday party, and she hugged me, and we hugged. You know what I mean? I love them people. At the time, I didn't know them, but I wasn't gonna let anything happen to their son, because you know what I mean. And that was, and I just, that was just how I approached it. You know what I mean? So,
and you were an undergrad still.
I know you got another point too, Kareem, but just I want to build off of that one. Right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do any of you feel comfortable allowing your nephews to go away to school and think that they're going to run into a bRho?
You know what's crazy about that point, Ike? I am, you know what? I am so intentional about, like, when people ask me about, if I don't have a direct personal connection to a space, I don't recommend it for that very reason. For that very reason, I try to, you know, if I gotta connect a dot, if I gotta be like, yo, I'm gonna plug in with bRho because I know he got somebody at a particular campus that I heard somebody's interested in, I will do that. But I'm, to send somebody or encourage somebody to go to a space where I don't have any personal connections, I just don't feel safe and comfortable to do it for that reason.
So, and taking it to the next level, I think I know the question. Would you feel comfortable for sending your son away and allowing him to pledge at a chapter that y'all don't know anybody in?
What you talking about, Willis?
You know what I mean?
What you talking about, Willis?
And I think that's the reality. That's the situation. That's part of what the situation is,
where
right?
we at, huh?
That's where we are right now. And to be honest, if I didn't have a connection at my chapter, knowing the climate at Brockport, I don't know that I would feel comfortable sitting them there, right? And the only reason I think that I would allow it to happen or be comfortable with it happen is if I know my son before I send him away. If I know that he's been around us long enough to understand who's good, who's genuine, like who's really there to kind of support you and help coach you and bring you through. If you had a good understanding of that, a good head on your shoulders, I feel a little more comfortable. But at the end of the day, this young man didn't know that some random dude that he probably never met before was going to come and handle him like that. You know what I mean? How do you foresee something like that? How do you how do you foresee something like that happening? And what safeguards can you put into place so something like that doesn't happen?
We as a group, man, I'm old school. And if and when I go see anybody, I just chill. A lot of cats don't want to figure out what is the rules of it. What's the rules, right? Because they have rules, right? Some people or some old school brothers think they're outside of the rules, right? I remember I was going to put hands on somebody the night Ike was crossing. I know I was going to put a hand on somebody, and it wasn't going to, the hand that I was going to put on the person is that he rubbed me wrong, one, because everything was over, but he was just trying to be extra. And I don't like cats that act extra. I don't like that extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? And two, he violated me back in my day, and I want to put hands on him. Right? So, and it took a lot for me not to put hands on him. And the reason why I didn't put hands on him on that day is because a lot of my old school bros was there. Speak the truth, right? Brock, I think Brock is the only one who knew that I was going to toss him, but I let him live.
And my question is, Dean, but how do we know that you're on campus, right? How would we know that how do you know that KJ is going to be good? You know what I mean?
We don't know
on campus. We don't
know. What we have to do what we do now. We communicate with each other. Hey, bro. As a junior going down to Morgan, what's up? Well, boom, boom, boom. Hey, I know these bros old school. They old school though, but I can make this call. I received that call. I received that call from M. All them cats, they good peoples. Yeah, they good peoples. They A and B, they solid. They, whatever, blah, blah. I had that call from M. Boom. I put that call out like, yo, nephew is da-da-da-da, did this, that, da. That's what I did. I got invited. I didn't go because I'm in a different place in my life when it comes to certain situations. You know what I'm saying? And eyes was on nephew, and he knows that at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we have to continue to do. Who do we have? Who do I know at Morgan? I know some administrators at Morgan. You know what I'm saying? Mike Boogie's there. You know what I'm saying? He's a professor there. You know, I know some other cats is there. I know the whole football coaching staff there now. Each and every one of them there. I know. You know what I'm saying? That's at Morgan now. You know, because of relationship that I built with them when they was at Bowie State. So I know them, you know. I know another professor there. I forgot her name. So Howard. If we say don't know Howard, do I know? Yeah, I know a coordinator at Howard. I know this, know that. But we have to have these conversations for us to know, for us to feel comfortable, because I hear what you're saying, Ike. I hear what you're saying, Kareem. And B, when you send your son away, or even your daughter, not only, you know what I'm saying, we got girls now. You know what I'm saying? No, what's up with B? You ain't got none. So, you know what I'm saying? We got girls. So if our girls go out and they want to, you know, embark in something like that, we still have to do those same, who could she rely on?
Due diligence.
Yeah, and I think we do that, right, without any D9 conversation, right?
Gotcha.
Whether they have aspirations for that or not, like that still happens. That's still gonna happen. You know, and what I'm alluding to is I'm just fearful that something it only takes 1 second. It only takes one dumb person, right?
Hey, one dumb person, bro.
That's it.
My thing is like, where was that person that to say to that person? So, yo, chill out.
That's the question I have.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that,
yeah, I might have to be like, yo, what you mean? What you mean? Nah.
Listen,
You know
I'm telling you. Listen, I go back to Kareem. Like, so again, it's camp, it's football camp, and you know, Kareem. I was like, you know, after the first couple days, you know, each day, Kareem. You know what I mean? Like, we don't get a whole lot of time after the last team meeting in the evening to kind of hang out. But with that little time we would get, I'd be like, yo, Kareem, come back to, you know what I'm saying? You know, watch TV, kick it, you know what I'm saying, at the suite that I was staying in. And I'm like, yo, you know, you with me, you good. And invited some of the other young black brothers to come, you know what I mean, as well. They chose not to. So you know, some of the upperclassmen, they came through and they was like, oh, rookies, let's go. Let's go. And Kareem got up and I was like, yo, like, nah, sit down. And he sat back down. he ain't second guessing or nothing. You know what I mean? They was like, yo, rookies. I said, so I threw a look like, yo, yeah, he good. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they you know,
they was hot.
They knew like I wasn't the tree to bark up. So you know what I mean? So they kept it moving.
And it was you, B. You were the main one. And there was also Jeff. There was Hot, you know, Hash. It was several brothers. We was like, nah. Like we ain't he good. Now the other brother that came in my class, you know, he kind of fell into the pressure. And I was like, I already seen what they was about to do. I was like, nah,
I gave him an out too. I was like, yo, man, pull up.
Yeah.
Like, yo. And then the next day, you know, cats walking around looking ridiculous, like got, you know what I mean, shaved heads, half shaved, and or like, you know, patches missing and all that. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, nah, you know what I mean? I'm not letting it happen. You know what I mean?
That's what you gonna say, B?
And again, that's, you know, that has to be in you. You know what I mean? Whether it's D9 or like this wasn't fraternity related.
Nah, not at all.
You know what I mean? We call the football, you know, football fraternity team, and there is a brotherhood and a camaraderie, and I'm still close to a lot of the guys that I played with.
I just seen Chet on Sunday.
Yeah. I ran into Chet not too long ago at a grocery store. You know what I mean? You know, doing good, man. Much love. You know.
Yeah.
Sent my guy, man, Terrence, man, happy birthday. This brother doing amazing work. You know what I'm saying? Impacting this community, and a great husband and father.
Yeah.
You know, like it's love. It's real, genuine love, man. I see Chris Acker at high school football games. Every fall I see him. I see Jay. I see, you know what I'm saying? It's all love.
He at Penfield. Yep.
Yeah,
Johnson,
I see those guys in this genuine love. But you know what I mean? And so no matter who it is, you gotta have, you know what I mean, the type of, you know, fortitude that you're not gonna allow just somebody to, you know, cross those boundaries. And I'm protecting mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was my little brother. That, you know, Kareem was my little brother and would be my little brother if it wasn't for Alpha. You know what I mean? That's just, you know, that was just how how organic our relationship was from day one. And you know what I mean? And I just wasn't gonna let nothing happen to him. And to your point, Isaac, you know, where are those, you know what I'm saying? Where are those people on campus? You know, you got to find, we have to make sure that we're finding,
they look like us now.
Yeah, finding those space, finding those folks and making sure that before our, you know, we let my baby go on a campus and listen,
tearing it up, man.
Listen, bro, listen.
Yeah.
Y'all might as well take these letters now back from what I'm about to do. Yeah, take them back now from what I'm about to do.
I mean, football too, right? I mean, because he's gonna play ball, right? So you know, playing ball. But I think here's the other piece too, is that I know we keep saying this in our inner circle, but like just the type of person or people that are going into places now, man, it's different. You know, they've had different upbringings. You know, like I think with us specifically, man, I think we all just were cut in a different way, our own unique way, but we're all cut like very similarly, you know, in terms of like our demeanor and how we are. Because, so yeah, we were like that with each other, but we were also like that with people that were like within our own university, right? Like we wasn't letting outsiders come in and do stuff. You know, we was, you know, checking on people or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like we wasn't shying away from stuff. I guess is what I'm saying. Like if something is right, it's right, and if something is wrong,
I don't think right. The thing about outsiders coming in, outsiders was a respected fact that. All right, let me speak on my time. My time outsiders just don't pull up on the B-Port campus saying, "Hey, I need to see this and see that."
Right.
That don't happen.
I wish.
That don't happen. Outsiders, they get invited to see my precious gems. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They get invited. And when they come invited, it's a time factor. Got an hour. Within that hour, I'm still monitoring what's going on. Like, no, we don't do that. Now, I mean, I go to other places and tell people we don't do that. I don't want that to be done in my present while I'm here.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I tell people that they're looking at me like, yeah, but that's I said, yeah, but I respect the fact that, like, and I looked at one kid, I remember, I said, hey, what did you cross over? Okay, well, I'm just asking you, I'm telling you, don't do that in my present. Because if he did that in my present now, I mean, I condone that. Right? So I had two of my peoples there at the time. You know, three of them at the time was there. And I'm looking at like, no, we don't do that. In my chapter, we doesn't do that. Okay, cool. I'm doing it in my peoples. No, can't do that either. You know what I'm saying? Because that would be me condone. Like later on, when everything was over, I had to put him to the side because I think he felt a little slighted. But I didn't give to, you know.
Yeah, I don't care how you feel.
I'm the show, but I still have to sit and I have to educate him.
I respect it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the tough part though, Bro, is that piece right there. I'm talking about in general.
I didn't leave with them feeling some type of way. But I wouldn't care even if he felt that way. Yeah. But I took my time to say, because I was at his place. That was his place. This campus. I was there.
Yeah.
But I want to let him know that I'll be a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? Because you couldn't do this at my place. I'm not gonna let you do that in front of me.
What's that
You know what
word
I'm
I used earlier? What's that word you used earlier?
Deference. You know what I'm saying? But that's and he backed down and he respect the fact because of the name that I have at the time. Because I would have slapped him. And he knows that would have happened. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that I try not to get too much into it. But I explained to him and he respected up to this day. Me and him is really cool. You know what I'm saying? He's in ATL. We had, we talk once in a while. You know what I'm saying? And it's still love. But I had to bring it to him as a young brother at that time. And a lot of time, we as old school, we're supposed to take the time, man, to educate these young cats, but even if they like it or not, they will remember it. You know what I'm saying? They will remember it. But I don't get out of pocket. I don't get out of pocket, man, unless somebody get out of pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You touched on something that I think is important too. Like, you talk about you just kind of pull it up on somebody's campus, right? Yo, I don't care what capacity. So, matter of fact, if you've ever seen the movie Beverly Hills Cop, right? Eddie Murphy plays a cop from Detroit, and he goes out to in the first one, in the original one, he goes out.
Kareem talk about food, man, but I don't talk about movies, man.
Yeah,
they go together.
So Axel Foley, played by Eddie Murphy, goes out to Beverly Hills, and he's to investigate the murder of a friend of his, a childhood friend. And when the cops pick him up and find out he's a cop, they was like, "Yo, listen, not for nothing." You know what I'm saying? It's a courtesy to call and let us know that as another police officer, you in our space, you in our town. You don't pulled up, like, you know what I mean? And that was they said that, like, "Yo, why you ain't just say you was a cop?" He's like, "Well, I'm on vacation." It was like, "Yo, but still, like, as a cop, like, why wouldn't you tell us that you was here?" You know what I'm saying? And we, you never know. They gonna show love. They gonna look out. They gonna hold you down, or whatever they might do.
Because he knew he was there to cause havoc. That's
why. Yeah. But absolutely, that was why. But to that point, right? The only reason you would show up to somebody else's campus, to somebody else's yard, unannounced, is if you looking to cause chaos.
Yeah.
And that's gonna get handled a certain way. That's gonna get responded to the same way they didn't receive him well. You're not gonna get received well if you show up to another man's yard and you ain't announced yourself, like, "Yo, like, listen, yo, I'm pulling up, yo." You know what I'm saying? Like, again, and it don't have to be anything related to anything that people shouldn't be engaging in anyway. Like, yo, if I'm just popping up just to be like, "Yo, any basketball games or football games this weekend? Like, what y'all got going on? Like, I'm in town about this." Like, you don't just pull up. Like, matter of fact, if I go to Charlotte, you know what I mean? I went to Charlotte for my nephew's graduation this last June. Man, I hit my line, brother. I hit my ADP. Was like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna be in Charlotte, man. Like, even if we don't do nothing, I'm coming by to see y'all, lay eyes on y'all, just because I'm in your town." You know what I'm saying? That's right. You know what I'm saying? That's just understanding order and understanding right.
But that's the manhood part, and that's the piece that we don't talk enough about, right? So a lot of folks might look at this and say, they just talking about, like, fraternity brotherhood stuff. Yeah, we talking about that, but we talking about it's life, man. We talk about manhood lessons. Like, yes, I know B, we bros, right? But B, I tell you, when's the last time, B, you saw me go in your house and just open up your refrigerator?
Never. I'd be like, Kareem,
I can't wait to get to y'all niggas' house. I'm gonna open all your Kareem. Listen, I'm walking in. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Brandy, number." I'm going straight to the refrigerator. I'm be like, "Brandy, this is not about you. Just know that." I'm going straight to the Kareem refrigerator. And I'm drinking the juice. I don't eat burgers.
Right out the carton too.
Right out the carton.
I'm telling you, I kid you not, man. Kareem be over here, and I'm like, Like, yo, bro, like, go get you something to drink. Like, so I'm like, okay, you want to feel like a guest. I guess I'll go pour you something to drink so you can feel like a guest and whatever.
And none of y'all gonna pour me.
Pour you something
Y'all
to
gotta
drink.
worry about brew. Brew is coming to your refrigerator.
Listen, and to this day, yeah, James just not gonna get up. I got to go to James. James like, yo, you know what the fridge is. You know what the glasses are.
That's why you had him running around last time.
We was talking about some serious stuff just now. I remember B, you and Rich was on my hit list. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all cats. And it was serious. Because me and Brock planned for y'all cats because y'all been on Brock and really don't like Rich. And I'm like, okay, this nigga B. Okay, so you're not gonna do your LB. I got your LB, you got Rich. Oh, we planned for you. Hey man, listen, man. I'm glad, man. I see my boy came back, man. He was good. When he was good, I said, "You glad? Yeah, you good? Sure. Yeah, good. What did you do?"
Thank God for the election, man.
Hey, I'm like, what did you do? If you would have told me like, hey, man, B, woo, boy.
Yo, I never seen B more ready, man.
B, I'm telling you, B, we probably want to be cool because I said, oh, word. And I already know Rich was gonna get thrashed. So I already know.
I had no idea that there was stuff happening above me. I was just like, yo, he come by the crib, I'm gonna see him.
I get caught up, man. I couldn't sleep that night, boy. I couldn't sleep that night, boy. I couldn't sleep. I'm waiting for the bell to ring. I'm like, this. I said, oh man, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Hey man, listen, man. I'm like, yo, man, what's up? You good? Yeah. Nigga, I'm like, you
man,
good?
Listen, man, we weren't gonna let that happen to Ike, man. He was out. He good. We weren't gonna let
not them two dudes, man. I know one of them stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? One of them stupid.
I ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the stupid one. I just put it out there like that.
Bro. I already know, bro. I know.
Hey, doggies.
Bro, it's like...
But the point I was making was that
boy.
A man lesson is, man, you don't go in another man's house and open up their refrigerator. Like, it's just certain things you just do and don't do, right? Like you said, like if I'm gonna go, like even James, right? Like if I go to his house and let's say Bridget's there, I'm not just gonna be popping up like, yo, James, you home yet? All right, man, I'll just wait till you get there. If he says, nah, man, just go to the house, then I'll go to the house. But the point I'm making is that, like, deference is one, but two, it's just genuine respect, man. Like just respect for people. That part right there, I think, is something.
I love y'all. I'm not gonna be hungry, and at any one of y'all house and waiting for y'all to come home.
Because you want to pay that. That's what you're looking for. You're looking to pay that.
Hey, me, I fed all of y'all.
About to say, listen.
Yeah, you good around here, bro.
Me, I fed all of y'all wife, y'all kid.
Listen, man, you good.
I'm talking about. I'm just being me. Anyway, I'm naming. I'm going to y'all fridge. You know what I'm saying? Name any one of y'all, man. I go to y'all places. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I'm saying? When it stop, I go to Mark. I'll be like, yo, Mark, man. I'll be like, Mark, man, like, listen, man. Listen. Yo, come here, man. Let me talk to you. This is your home. Don't expect me to do that. My wife will love you more than I do. So what is your problem? You know, I said, oh, okay. I said, more. You know what I'm saying? I give old school, just like I said, but I give them credit, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, but Mark was like, yo, man, listen, man, I don't know what you're looking for, but there's a whole bunch of food in the fridge. Help yourself, whatever you want to eat, drink, and sleep, bro.
Yeah,
that sounds like Dub. That sounds like Dub.
100%, man. So the other point I wanted to make was, I think at the alumni level, I think, man, to me, what I've been seeing is that it's really about that networking. Like connecting with brothers, man, and networking. At that point, you're an adult. You have your degree. You might be working. It's just it's a different frame of thinking. But I think sometimes it's not everybody, but some that I've seen just over the years, man, it's like they go the alumni route, but then they still try to live the undergrad life. Bro, just give that up, man. That time over.
Like that.
It ain't even about all that right now. Like that part is done. Like
undergrad life is when you're an undergrad. It doesn't matter when you came into an organization. It doesn't matter, where you are in life. When you're an undergrad is when you do undergrad things, right? That's it.
Yeah.
It's over.
Across the
Trying
board.
to find your way.
Take that for what you will. Across the board, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also have undergrad that didn't have a grad that have a process. They have the regular grad process, and they go through life and think they're undergrad as well. They really undergrad, and some of them don't really know, and then they end up doing things to people and don't know the climate of what is much and how much it is. So those people you got to be aware of too. Yeah. And there's a lot of that going on as well.
It's a lot of that going on, and they shouldn't be doing half the stuff they be thinking about, man. Like, just listen. That's why there's a national process in general. Just do that.
I say if people are going to stick to the national process, man, just stick to it, man.
Just do it. That's it.
If we're going to stick to the national process, I'm not a dude that want to go in between all that, man. I love the process. I'm gonna let y'all know, people that's watching, I'm for the process. You know what I'm saying? And I know why I'm for the process. The process builds better men.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do.
Right. That's what it's supposed to do.
Okay.
Right.
And that's a bigger conversation. I think we have offline too, but the process is defining what is the process.
What is the process?
Yeah, that's a much bigger question because there's like so much variety within that.
It's a beat down. No, it's not, everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just about the process is supposed to make you a better person.
It's supposed to make you a better person. That's
what I'm saying. It's supposed to spread your mind wide. It's supposed to open your mind up. Yep. Because I know what it did for me and my confidence.
It saved a couple of brothers' lives in our chapter. You
know what I'm saying? So for me, and plus it saved me from jail too, because when I went to Brockwood, I was a wild boy. You know what I'm saying? But it humbles me in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? I could walk away from a certain situation, especially now in life. We go through so much drama in life. It helps you with that. Some of the poems that we learn, and we have to recite them. We have to learn them, and we have to recite them. You know what I'm saying? It helps me grow up to this day. The Man Who Thinks He Can, one of my favorite poems.
But it's not just that. It's not just the learning and reciting. It's the understanding what the meaning is behind it, right?
Correct.
And I think that's the part that people get away from. Like if you can tell me or say something over and over again, right? I remember sitting at Brockport's graduation and listening to Chuck Schumer, read "If," and I'm sitting there like, I'm sitting in the bleachers reciting it, saying the words before he says it, and then people looking back at me like, "Oh, you have you heard this before?" I'm like, "Yeah, it wasn't twice." You know what I mean?
You are scholarly. You are well read.
Right, but it's not just that being able to recite it, right? It's being able to actually understand what that means and get that deeper understanding of it, and hearing aspects of it in a way that you've never heard it before or understood it to be, right? So using those opportunities as teaching opportunities is what's missing in some instances, in some situations.
And them older brothers are important, man. Like, they should definitely be part of that engagement, right? So like when my dad, he didn't go to college, but he was really successful, and has since retired. But I had older brothers, but they went their own direction.
You look like he enjoying retired life. He just
he is too, man.
He was chilling at the party.
Man, yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey man, shout out to Arthur Jordan, man.
Yeah, he retired, right?
I don't know where Art, I don't know where you at, man, but you're one of my favorite brothers. I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart. I have nothing but love for you, brother. I know we don't talk. I don't know what the problem is, but you're my guy. I love you. Just know that. I appreciate you.
Shout out to Brother Jordan. Yeah, man. Yeah, my dad, he chilling, man. But, like again, man, going off to school, I'm like, I had several influences, when I was there. But, I think for young Black men specifically, we need those spaces where we could just be. And I think that's the piece where I think people that have their opinions, which they can have, their opinions, but they don't always understand the pressures when you have to step on that campus and you got to perform. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, you there for school, you there academically to get your degree, and hopefully that'll translate into, income producing asset. So, but in between those 5 years, in order for you to be able to stay there, most times you need a group. You need people that's going to encourage you, that's going to push you, that's going to, humble you, that's going to help you. And that's where a lot of these groups come in. That's why a lot of us join these things, because we get into especially a space like this, and we want to be in a place where we're going to be supported. I can't speak for HBCUs. I didn't go to HBCU, so I don't know that life. I don't know what that's like. But I mean, what I can say is that I'm sure it's very similar. That people want to belong, to a group. They want to feel the support and everything, that I just mentioned earlier. So I think we can't negate those things. We can't negate the fact that people want to be part of something bigger than themselves. And the unfortunate part is that in order to be able to do that, in some instances, there has to be a tryout. Like, you don't just get on the football team, you got to try out. You don't get on the basketball team, you got to try out. You don't even get on the bowling team, you got to try out. You got to go through some steps before they deem you, worthy or able in order to be part of that. So being part of a fraternity sorority is the same thing, is that there's a tryout, to see if this person would fit. It's the same with a job. Like, you have to interview. And sometimes a lot of times when you interview people, you don't know everything about that person right then and there, but you learn more about them as time goes on, right? Coach them, and mentor them, and then hopefully help them, move forward in trajectory. So I think people do this a lot. They take one small thing and they say, well, this must be this. Well, no, that's just one piece. You know what I mean? And that's not everything. And you can't always believe what you hear on the internet. You can't always, and you got to also read people's intentions as well. Why are people saying the things that they're saying? Is it a money-making opportunity for them? Or do they really feel like this is something that they are really passionate about? So that's my 2 cents.
All right. I think we should transition, man, into what's going on in Section 5. That's what I don't know what that's all about. So, this is a Rochester thing. I'm in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't read nothing, man, what's going on with the Section 5 basketball. I don't know what's going on with Section 5.
There's a couple things. I know we've been trying to get back to within that hour frame, but let's, we can kind of at least open it up.
Yeah, we went over the
I'm good, bro. Let's be rocking out. Let's go.
So, if you haven't, if you're from Rochester, if you haven't, you know what I mean, if you haven't been following, you know what I mean, head coach for Aquinas, Maurice Jackson, who is a Section 5 Hall of Fame, athlete. I mean, the brother he graduated. Our high school time overlapped. He graduated a couple years before I did, but haven't been able to share the field with him. My sophomore year, man, the dude was he was electrifying, man, on the field. The dude was, outstanding as a football player, as an athlete, and on the track, he was the fastest. He was the fastest in New York State in high school. Went to Syracuse on the Division I full scholarship. He just Buffalo Bills, you name it. He's got the pedigree and the credentials for the success that he's had in the game of football. He was pouring it into his MJ school, training athletes. Aquinas tapped him and to come coach. He became the first black head coach in the history of the school, and within 2 years, built a Section 5 champion. Like that. That's
That's
And what's so significant about it is McQuaid was on a 5-year. They'd won 5 straight Section 5 titles. And so for in your second year to dethrone, and he dethroned him. You know what I mean? He played McQuaid in the semifinals of the sectionals to get to the championship game. So you know what I mean? It just, you know, what he accomplished stands up by itself. And then you know, within a week of, or you know, within the last week or so, you know what I mean? You know, he shared how the school approached him and gave him 3 options, of which none, you know, it was more like ultimatums, you know, and I respected his decision to say no. You know, we're not gonna part ways mutually. I'm not gonna resign, because what it would do is it allows the school to walk away looking like, you know, they didn't have a decision already made up in their mind. And I think what further shows that the school had a decision made up, you know, had a decision already or a plan in works is, you know, I don't know about, you know, where bRho or Kareem work, you know what I mean? But I know where Isaac and I work. It take a week to get a posting up,
Bro.
much less interview and then select the candidate and all.
Yeah.
And then,
reference checks, everything.
Yeah, within a week, they had already identified a new coach, and you know what I mean. And granted, it was somebody who was returning, but it was an unfortunate set of circumstances, and I think it shed light on a lot of the issues that people have known and have identified for years there. And I think the other unfortunate aspect of it is those kids who know Coach Mo can get them where they're trying to go. You know what I mean? Even if they have no aspirations of playing at the next level, they know, trust, and believe in what he does and what he instills in them, and they know that he loves them. They know, you know what I mean? You don't go play hard for a guy you don't believe cares about you as a person and as an individual, not just as an athlete. They know Coach Mo love them, and for them, you know, for those athletes, those students, those kids, you know, your heart goes out to, because they didn't just handle him wrong; they handled all of those kids wrong as well,
and their parents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What happens, right? What is?
I'm sorry. You said he got 3 ultimatums. What was the 3 ultimatums?
So the three options that were given.
Now you got
the 3 options they gave him were to resign himself, to part ways mutually, or to be fired. And they said he said, you know what I mean? He posted on his page and on a live. He said he chose no. You're going to have to be accountable for your decision, because any of the other 2 options makes me look like I was a culpable, or I was a part of your decision.
You walked away from those kids, man.
Okay.
Yeah, which you did not.
And you don't get unemployment if you quit.
Well, that's true too. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, fire me, like fire me, like
yeah,
absolutely not.
But I think the bigger issue is that we get put into these situations where we are the first or we're the few. And this is something I'm working on my dissertation, is that a lot of times, man, we walk into hostile environments, or we walk into places where the plan's already been set. And I know that, you know, they've had issues before, and this might have been, you know, their way of trying to maybe right or wrong. I don't know. I wasn't there to hear it, but like you said, man, like they walk into these places, and now it's almost like he had to win, because had he not won, that would have gave them the ammo they needed to be like, yeah, you're out of here. So the fact that he did win and made it to the semifinals, and the team that beat them won the state final, you know, that you can't argue that. So now you got to find other reasons in order to.
It reminded me of Remember the Titans and like kind of
yeah.
Coach Boone had to win. Any excuse or any reason that was good, and the tragedy is that he did just that, and they still went through what they knew they were planning to do.
It reminds me of America and kind of what we're going through right now, right?
Mhm.
Like when you think about it, like we had the opportunity to get a black leader, right? We did that with Obama. He came in, and Obama he got Obamacare in, right? That was a huge feat. That is positive. That's positive for the entire country, right? And Coach Jackson came and got the championship. The whole DEI thing comes into play, and I look at it like this, right? I don't think they had any intentions of making him a long time coach, right? I think from coming in, there was a whole big push for the DEI around that time, and that was the catchphrase for the day. And now we have an administration in that says you don't have to DEI anything, right?
Yeah.
And you start to see all these organizations get rid of their DEI initiatives. So it's like, it's time for this guy to go, because we didn't plan to keep a black man at the head coach position, for that long anyway. We get some of these black athletes to come in here and produce for us, but we don't want a black person running our organization. So it's time for him to go. We will see who they bring in next. You think he's going to look like Coach Jackson?
Nah, they already done showed it. He was there before. He's a white male. I mean, he's had success there. But here's the other piece too that we don't even got enough time to get into. Once we start talking about private and parochial schools, now we start talking about money, right? And we can't ignore the fact that money does play a role in this. So if I give $10,000 a year, if my son is on the football team, I would think it's the expectation that my son would get some playing time. I think that's just how people think. And I think that's the other piece too, though, is that, if my son's not getting playing time, then I'm probably not going to give $10,000 that year, because I need to see that my son is participating. That happens. Like, that is a real scenario. And I think, that's unfortunate, because, if you got a black coach and he's playing his best players, but a lot of his best players are black, I don't know. That puts one in a situation.
Well, are they winning? Are they winning?
They're winning. They winning. That's what's but that's not what's always important to everybody, bro. You know that. That's not always what's important. I mean, I see it in Little League. Like I'm seeing, kids, and I'm like, man, this kid playing. Not to put the kid down, but it was like the kid looked like he don't even want to do it. But he's still participating because somebody has decision-making power, man. So I'm really hoping, man, that Coach Jackson, like I said, I don't know him that at all, but hopefully, man, Coach Jackson gets some sort of justice, man, from this situation, as more information unfolds. So,
man, justice would be Aquinas losing every football season moving forward here on out. And my brother went to Aquinas, man. Like, he had, it kind of helped him propel him, got him to the next level as well, too.
I mean, that you went to Aquinas and won a state title. I mean,
yeah, man. Great. But ultimately, if at the end of the day, man, if they're not doing what's right, by people of all colors, races, creeds,
don't send them there,
man.
Don't send them there. Shout out to the girls, though. They did win Section 5 this year. So shout out to the girls team.
Yeah, Carly, man, she did her thing. Definitely proud of her.
Yeah.
And the team Lauren Green
showing out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yep.
Two times, right? 2 times Section 5.
Back to back.
Back to back, man. A lot of black players on that team.
Carly starts, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so. I
believe so.
Yeah, she's definitely putting up some numbers. So, shout out to the young man too. For Penfield. I don't know if y'all seen the clip that was. I don't know his name, but I don't know if y'all seen the clip that's going around. But when they beat Aquinas, I don't know if it's a buzzer beater.
Not Aquinas. They beat
Fairport. I'm sorry. Yes.
Laundry. Lowry.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Shout out to that young man, man.
Yeah. He went over and consoled the other young man, talked to him, who was obviously distraught, after they just took the L. But that
I think I see that
type of sportsmanship is
you
dope,
seen that too, bro?
Glad
I think
to
I
see
saw
that.
it on a highlight. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. I didn't know
Yeah,
where
man.
it was. Though. I didn't know where that was.
Shout out to that young man, man. Talented. I think he got Player of the Year this year. Like I don't know that young man,
Yeah,
but
everybody was celebrating, and he went over. He went over and he hugged the young man, talked with him. Yeah, that's cool. That's just what's up.
That's class, man.
Yeah.
That's class, man.
That's class. His parents did a good job.
Yes.
Parents did a good job. Shout out to the parents.
Yeah.
That's the type of young man you want to encounter when you go to a college campus, right?
Absolutely.
Like with that energy, not with the energy of I got to prove something because, or somebody told me this is what I got to do, man. Be your own man.
And I think even to the young brother who was, who got emotional, because a lot of times the interactions that, us old heads that we'll have with the youth, you know what I mean? We walk away kind of, and you hear all kinds of stuff said about the youth, man. And sometimes you forget and fail to realize, man, that they still kids, man.
Yeah, that's true.
And he felt that loss, and I felt for him, you know what I mean? Because they, you know what I mean. It matters to him. So shout out to that young man, and thank you for just reminding us that y'all kids, man, and that
hopefully he's not a senior. Hopefully he's not a senior. He could come back and see what he do this year. Next year.
Absolutely. And our job is to remember to wrap our arms around y'all. You know what I mean? As a community, no matter what school you go to. You know what I mean? Yeah. So definitely, man. And shout out to again that young man for being the example of what us old heads need to be doing and being more intentional about.
I do want to say, man, I know we kind of get in the show, but I do want to shout out to Mr. Bruce, Chubb Council. I know his son, they won Russian Rieta Section 5 championship.
Yeah, absolutely.
The council, man, was there, man. Shout out to them brothers, man. We're talking about old head, not old heads, but our elder. You know what I'm saying? They was there, man, holding it down.
Yeah, shout out to
Russian Rieta still winning stuff.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Jerome, man. Lil Rome, you know what I mean? Jerome the third, man. He freshman point guard on the squad, man. Walking away with a brick in his freshman year.
Yeah.
And shout out and much love, man. He's probably the last 4-year. He's the last 4-year AGR selection from this area. You know what I'm saying? In terms of basketball. Calvin Betts came back to his alma mater, leading them to a Section 5 title. So much love and shout out to you, bro. Also, while we in the process, man, shout out to my boy, man, Willie, man, head coach of
I kept looking at him. I was like, he looks familiar to me.
Yeah, man. World of Increase, school number 58, man. Yeah. Shout out to you, bro. And shout out to, man, listen, he like, that's my nephew, man. Steve White, the second, man, on that.
Yeah, shout out to him, man.
Yeah, you family with everybody in there, Rochester.
Nah, I'm for real though. Like, listen,
nephews, cousins.
Yeah, listen, that's nephew right there, man. So shout out to him, man. Yeah, listen, congrats.
Shout out to Dr. Gaither, bro, because a lot of those young men are in her program.
Yeah,
she does.
Speaking of which, man, shout out to my boy. So, many of you may know this young man's cousin, who's at St. Bonaventure right now.
Yeah,
tearing it up. Melvin Council Jr., man.
Yeah.
Well, his little cousin was on that World of Increase school.
That's Chubb's son, man.
No.
This is different. This is different.
That's bro. That's DL, man. My boy DL.
Yeah.
Devin Dillon, man. Yo, shout out to man, and the hood is the hood win, man. You know what I mean? Listen.
That's West Side right there, right?
If y'all knew his dad was a tough hooper, man.
Yeah.
His sister, you know what I'm saying? His sister. So as much as
man, I dunk on DL today, man.
Neither one of y'all might be able to get up no more.
Nah.
Give me a story.
Yeah, brother man, hoop, man. So Shalonda was a hooper. So Melvin got it on both sides. We all know what Boom was hitting for in high school, you know what I mean, in college, and now they son, man, carrying on the torch. And Matter of fact, man, shout out to Brian Jackson, Coach Brian Jackson, and Coach Mel. Coach Jackson is from East. You know what I'm saying? Coach Mel from Wilson, man. They over there doing a great work at EMHCS. They made the sectionals, and I believe they had a short run in the sectionals. Didn't win the chip, but man, they're doing a great work over there. You know what I mean? So let's keep your eyes out of that program. They're gonna continue to do great things.
And the reason why we talk a lot about sports on this show for people that's watching is because a lot of those metaphors, a lot of those lessons,
that's not it. All biological cousin and uncles.
Right.
All them niggas play ball, man. Stop it, man. Stop
but
it.
a lot of those lessons, man, are happening in sport, and our kids gravitate towards sports.
That's
so
good, man.
Us as brothers, as men, that's why we
flowers.
Yeah.
Gotta give them flowers out.
Yo, shout out to my wife, Ezra Bliss, who's getting up right now to go to work. She look tired as heck right now. But she about to go to work to make that money because the tax man was calling this year and we gotta pay them. So
get
that overtime.
Why she gotta go back to work?
Yo, listen, shout out to Ezra for having
she get time and a half for working this shift. That's why she got to go back to work.
Yo, shout out to Ezra for dealing with your recklessness, man.
Ezra.
Shout out to Ezra for dealing with that recklessness over there, man.
Hopefully she ain't got to do too much, man. She just do it, man, till she get off.
Nah, quick, a few hours. You know what I mean? It's not.
I definitely gotta shout out Ezra, man, because when I was in the hospital recovering, she had came around when she had a break. She had came
through. Tell me you didn't wait like 3 years. Like it's been like 10 years since you had surgery.
Bro, I said this after the first year.
Now, I don't recall that, but I mean, if you say so, I take
the show notes show.
Yeah, man, it's been like 10 years, and you just waited to shout out.
Man, I'm just mentioning it now because the 25th is coming up soon. So
she could hear you, man. She could hear you. No, don't listen to B. You got it. You got the floor, Kareem.
Nah, man. I'm just saying. It's appreciated, but like, it took him 10 years to remember that she was looking out for him. She held him down.
She didn't bring him no chicken.
I couldn't eat it. I couldn't eat chicken, man, when I was recovering, man.
You was thinking about it though. I bet.
Thinking about it. Oh, them cookies.
Nah, I wasn't, man.
They said, Kareem was in the bed like, man, couldn't get no sleep like, man. They said, count chicken wings.
We're brewing.
One country sweet flats.
Bro.
2 country sweet flats.
Yeah, we're brew at. Yeah, I thought about that. Bro, I couldn't. Listen, the medication they had me, I didn't even want to eat. The food was nasty. I didn't have any like taste buds, man. It was terrible.
Yeah, you don't have any taste buds.
Wow. I'm good now.
Oh, we know.
They said we've never seen this medicine wear off that fast.
Bro.
He ate the plate.
Oh man. Speaking of plate, man, my wife making some pasta downstairs, so we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Yo, listen, well, we'll get to the shout outs, man. Again, shout out to everybody. Dan was in the comments, man, and Clarence, man, shout out to you.
Shout out to y'all brothers.
Everybody that watched. Listen, everybody on the screen that you see, man, to bRho, man, Kareem, Isaac, man, salute you guys, man. I don't know if y'all know this, man, but Isaac is an amazing leader. And so shout out and salute to this brother right here, man. He leads a real robust team, some strong personalities, and he just balances it all and he does it with a grace, man. That is you know what I mean. That's very admirable. So salute and shout out to you, man. Again, continued success to you, and keep leading and doing what you're doing, bro. To all the families and represented and wives, spouses, significant others, man. You know, shout out to them as well. See, Kareem, I ain't even coming for you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you live. Although I do want to say, man, it was so great to see sis at KJ's party, man. You know what I mean? You know, she's always so just, man, just embracing and positive, and just, you know what I mean? She is a mom to her core. It was great to see my niece Chloe. You know what I mean? Speedy recovery to you, niece. You know what I mean? You're gonna be back on the court in no time, giving them work. Again, I'll say this, you know, once again, to my wife and to their family, man. You know, prayers to you, to my brother-in-law Mike, man. We love you, bro. We are praying for you. We are, you know, listen, thinking about you during this time. Many thoughts and prayers to you, to his mom sent. You know what I mean? You know, this is an unbearable and just time, and I can't imagine it, but we are definitely praying and there for the family, and however we can be. And you know, to my wife and mother-in-law, you know what I mean, who've man, just, you know, been so strong during this time. And of course everybody has their moments, but you know, to see them, you know what I mean, you know, the measure of a person isn't where they stand in moments of triumph, but where they stand in moments of trial and difficulty. And they have shown their medals in terms of just being such strong, phenomenal, amazing women that, you know what I mean, you know, it's their strength has been so admirable around during this time. And shout out to my wife for just, you know, being the support to her mom that she is, man. You know, she's dealing with her own grief, but she is, you know, been so supportive of her mom to make sure that, you know, her mom is all right during this time. So I just, you know, I'm in awe, and I'm amazed at, you know, the strength and character of my wife, man. I love you, and I appreciate you. And again, you know, however, you know, I can continue to support y'all, please, you know what I mean, know that, you know, I'm going to do everything I can.
Word. Love and respect for all, man.
Yeah, I mean, Kareem, you want to say anything? Because
Yeah, I was gonna let Brew go ahead, but
Bro, just a love and respect to all.
Oh, okay.
all inclusive.
Chloe and KJ, definitely want to shout them two out. Basketball season ended for them this past weekend. So proud of them, man. So proud of them and the work they put in. And, you know, KJ, like, he went on a rampage. The boy dropped 20 points in a game, like, and he was doing jumpers. And I was just looking at him like, yo, like, who would – it got so crazy where –
like, we don't even jump in our family.
They was cheering him. Yo, chill.
Kareem said, he ain't getting that from
me. Yo, he was it got to the point where he was knocking the shots down. It's like he would hit the shot, and then people would just be like, they wouldn't even clap no more, because they was like, it became an expectation. They was like, oh yeah, look, that's him. That's him. But I said that to say that he actually had a rough game before that one, and he was able to channel his energy for something good. That to me is success when you think about sports and you think about being able to, you know, manage and handle your emotions, but being able to channel it, you know, for good, man. So I'm super proud of him. Super proud of my daughter. Her last 4 games, she was on the sideline cheering her teammates on. She didn't even have to go to the games, but I said, nah, you part of the team. You need to be there. So she was there. She was cheering her people on. I think I was most proud of that. The fact that, you know, she wasn't hurt and then just said stay home because she couldn't do anything. So definitely proud of my 2 kids for that. Definitely shout out to my wife for the birthday party that we just talked about, you know, for my son, man, and really putting that together and just making sure that he had a great time, and to all the families that came out for that specifically. And I want to shout out to I just started, this is a plug, but I just created a mini course for leadership, 5 essential skills that every leader should know. So definitely want to plug that in. Also did a short ebook as well, talk about some of those leadership skills. So check me out on that. I'll put the link in the chat for you all if you're interested in that. Then I definitely last shout out is want to shout out to Tamika, Dr. Wagstaff, Jack, and Jill. I was able to talk with middle school students this past weekend about speaking confidently. I gave them a very easy 3-step format, to be able to do that. And also I was able to rock my new Jordan 3s as well. So definitely want to shout her out and shout out to the organization.
All right, man. Hey, happy birthday to my mom too. My mom's birthday's coming up on Wednesday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Mom.
Blessings.
All right, man. Well, I think that does it for the show, man. Definitely want to shout out all the women in this Women Appreciation Month. We continue to salute you all for the great work that you do on a day-to-day basis, especially the women in my life. Like I said, I definitely got to shout out my wife, man. She's still, hope she ain't late because we need that money. But but yeah, she does so much for for this family, man. I just want to make sure that I give her all the kudos in the world. Also want to give a shout out to my mom. Her birthday was actually the 21st of February, and we had a lot going on during that time, so I didn't really have a chance to shout her out. So I definitely wanted to do that and shout her out. And, just give her kudos because she's still out here momming, right? After all these years, her kids is 40 plus, years old, 30,
Oh, she was going to stop?
Youngest in the 30s. And, when, things happen to her children, she's still there to support them. I mean, she made a trip down to Georgia when my sister was, sick and, she needed a hand. When my Alicia, had a death in her family, took that ride down to for that flight down to Florida with her to be with her. And then most recently when Ezra lost her niece, and she made the drive down New York City to be there to support us as well too. So definitely want to give her all the kudos in the world, man. For what she has done, for us up until this point and continues to do, through this day. So shout you out, Mom. And again, we appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate everybody that was in the comments. Those of you that were in the weren't in the comments, but are watching or were watching, we appreciate you as well too. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend about Bro Talk. We're here every Monday at 9 p.m. So again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.